So this is the comprehension check for the baptism of Jesus, which is recorded in Mark chapter 1, verses 1 through 15. And basically in here, Mark begins by focusing on the ministry of John the Baptist as he paves the way for Jesus, and the absence of a detailed birth or the background narrative of Jesus is actually unique in Mark, because Mark doesn't give an account of the nativity or Jesus' birth, but instead he emphasizes the divine identity of Jesus through the account of his baptism. And first, he begins on the main focus of Jesus being baptized by John. And this is kind of different, because originally, John asks Jesus, he is the one that should be baptized, but Jesus tells John that in order for the scriptures to be fulfilled, that John should baptize him. And after Jesus, gets baptized, they say that a voice from heaven, speaks out from the clouds, and he says, "You are my beloved Son, and with you I am well pleased." And this, declaration from heaven unmistakably identifies Jesus as his Son of God, and it emphasizes his divine nature as both being human and yet being, the divine Son of God. And, after this, Mark also introduces Jesus as the Son of God through his title, Son of God. And the title carries profound theological significance, because it denotes Jesus' unique relationship with the Father, and it ultimately affirms his divine origin. And also the significance would be, the absence of a detailed birth narrative, underscores that Jesus' identity as the Son of God doesn't necessarily depend on earthly origins, but it's intrinsic or important to his divine nature. And the significance emphasizes the divine approval and mission that Jesus received out of his baptism, setting the stage ultimately for his public ministry. And finally, we see the purpose of Mark chapter 1. And Mark's gospel is obviously directed towards a Roman audience, and it mainly focuses on the deeds and actions of Jesus to demonstrate his divine authority and mission. And by initiating this narrative of Jesus' baptism and, the proclamation of his divine sonship, Mark aims to emphasize the theological foundation of Jesus' ministry without necessarily beginning from the nativity story of his birth and in Bethlehem. But in conclusion, Mark states Jesus' divine sonship and mission through versus baptism, obviously highlighting that Jesus is the divine Son of God and that this identity and purpose ultimately surpasses conventional birth narratives. And this approach seeks to immediately establish the authority of Jesus and his divine nature. And it's also essential for the unfolding narrative of his ministry and messages throughout later chapters of the Gospel.